Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Akambe and today I want to speak to you about Arknights Endfield. It just dropped, and if you have already opened the menus and it feels like your brain is going to melt. And the game is very amazing. It reminds me of Genshin Impact. But early on it is very easy to waste hours doing the wrong things. So in this video I will give you a quick introduction and a quick guide on how to explore and how to go through the game to ensure that you're going to get the best results. In-field progression is basically tied to your authority level. Think of it as your account level. If the story suddenly say come back later, that usually means spend stamina, explore and do more side objectives until your authority catches up. Every map is basically unlock crowds plus wire powers plus set up mobility. So don't treat exploration like run to a quest marker, treat it like I'm building my infrastructure as I go. And the single best habit early game is carry and place relay towers plus fly zones while you progress. So relay towers extend your network, fly zones distribute power locally so you can energize devices, miners and travel tools without constantly returning. So one of the most important things you have to do in the early game is get your ore flow online ASAP. So you will start with portal, manual mining, which is fine for the first minutes, but it becomes a time sink fast, you know. The moment you can switch to electric mining, rigs powered by relay towers plus lions, so mining becomes automatic. And why is this important? Because ore fuels everything: factory upgrades, production chains, and gear progression. So it's very important. You are going to see puzzles, collectibles, block roads, things you can't grab yet. So don't waste 20 minutes. Drop a map marker, keep moving. Endfield rewards momentum. So you will naturally loop back later once you have like the right tools, explosives, or power extensions. Once ziplines unlock, you start thinking like this. If you travel the same route twice, it serves as zipline. Zipline towers let you create long distance, so long roads, you know, and even chain travels through multiple towers in one ride. That turns daily gathering and grinding and backtracking into something you do in minutes instead of forever, so it's very important. Hey, the factory. So early game factory optimization is a trap. Your goal is simply stable power, a couple production loops and ores robot. So a lot of guides frame it like satisfactory brain mass, you know. Ignore that for now. Focus most importantly on bar stability, so enough generation to stay positive. Assemble loop that produces what you need. And number 3, upgrading and expanding when your story progression asks for it. If your factory is constantly barely powered, you will hate your life. So you need to build power with slacks. You need to add generation for expanding production, and you need to treat your power like a budget. So power infrastructure is what keeps everything else from collapsing, and when you add one more building. So here is a simple daily rhythm that works on day 1 until 3. So daily loop fast, so spend stamina, don't cap, and hit the gathering knots, rail sites you rely on, and maintain all rigs. And craft upgrade, so what you need for the next authority gate, and log out. And that's it. So that would be like your resume routine. And if you try to finish the whole map on day 1, you will burn out and your authority will be still gated, you know, so it doesn't make any sense. In-field sanity regain is like very slow and steady. So the current rate is like 1 sanity every 7 minutes and 12 seconds, which gives you 200 per day. So if you are setting cap, you are basically throwing away progress. So it's very important, don't cap, just use everything, you know. Early on it is very cheap to level multiple units, but once the cost ramp up, pick a core squad, so 1 or 2 main damage dealers, 1 sustain or support, and 1 flex for, you know, synergy or utility. That's what I'm going to do. So now to the most important part, and the spicy part, gacha. So Endfield has a soft pity around 65 pulls, a hard pity around 80 bulls, and 120 bull guarantee for the featured character on the banner. So the most important practical advice, especially for free-to-play like myself, is if there is like a featured character you want, just save enough to finish 120 balls, so you get like it's a guaranteed. So it's like a very simple rule, either commit or skip, you know. That's how you avoid the classic I am like 70 in, but the banner ends tomorrow disaster, you know. This is like the worst part as like free to play, you know. Just save enough to get the 120 or just skip it completely. And most importantly, as a free to play and light spender, premium currency is a long-term bottleneck, so using it to refresh stamina feels good today, but it hurts you when the next banners drop, you know. Sanity comes back, full currency doesn't. You need to spend money for it, you know, or play the game. And you have to understand this game is not a marathon. Infield is built to be played over time. You always have to do something, you always have to improve something, and you always want more materials, and you always have another system to learn. So don't try to beat it in one go or one weekend, or try to quick farm it, you know. Build your economy, grow your squad, and enjoy the ride. Alright, those are my day 1 to 3 starter tips to make Infeed less overwhelming and way more fun. And if you want, I am going to do part 2. I am also learning the game and enjoying it. Today was like my first day of playing, and ability and composition feels actually very good. The graphics are very nice, especially if you are on a mobile gamer like myself. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to me. My name is Akamba. Comment on what you are struggling with, or if you need a guide on anything else on this game. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the game.